Matt Hogan here from MoveMe Quotes, and thanks for tuning in. This is episode 5 of our MoveMe Quote of the Week series, where every Sunday we'll share with you a thought-provoking quote and then accompany that quote with some thoughts that are provoked to keep you focused on positive change and moving forward in life. Our quote this week is brought to you by Stephen Covey from his book, The 8th Habit, and it reads, "The successful person has formed the habit of doing things that failures don't like to do. Successful people don't like doing them either necessarily, but their dislike is subordinated by the strength of their purpose." Now, this quote changed my life. This quote revolutionized the way I look at doing daily tasks, the way I look at maintaining habits that I commit to in the early on goal setting process. Whenever I feel like I'm lacking motivation, I remind myself that the difference between the successful person and the unsuccessful person is that the successful person does what they know needs to get done even when they don't want to do it. And this is something that Stephen Pressfield covers in his book Turning Pro as well. He talks about the idea of the professional versus the amateur. And the professional is the person who, again, does what they know needs to get done even when they don't want to do it. Right? They let their actions lead to inspiration, whereas the amateur does what they follow their motivations. They only do things when they feel like doing it, and that's a big distinction. So whenever I feel like I'm unmotivated, whenever I feel like I'm in need of an extra push, I remind myself that this is the time when I need to push the most. And this thought today runs pretty relevant to how I'm feeling. I don't know if you guys can hear it or not, but I had a pretty wicked cold last night that I'm still getting over. I'm still a little nasally, but I got hit pretty hard with a fever last night, had the whole headache, sore throat, the whole, cluster, and had a pretty rough night last night. And I woke up this morning feeling awful, and I felt like just staying in bed and just drowning in misery. But when I woke up, again, thinking back and reminding myself, this is the time when you still got to stay moving. This is the time when you still got to get done what you previously committed to. And so I still got up. I still took my dog for a walk. I still took the opportunity to move and stretch a little bit. I had my morning breakfast smoothie, filled it with a bunch of nutritious things to help my body fight whatever it was fighting. I had an obligation to, go into work and meet my team to do a training session. I wasn't running it. It wasn't a mandatory thing for me to do, but my team was going, and so I felt, that obligation to go to support them. So I decided to go and do that anyway when I easily could have stayed home, because of the way I was feeling. But again, like Stephen Covey said, the pain of the discipline, the pain of being disciplined, was subordinated by the strength of the purpose. Right? I wanted to be there for my team, and even if, it was a little bit painful and hard for me to get there, I wanted to get there anyway. So really powerful concept, totally revolutionized how I, look at my days. And there are 3 tips I'll share with you right now that'll kind of help you stay more consistent and disciplined in your life. Number 1, whatever it is you decide that you're going to do, whatever you commit to that you want to do on a regular basis, make sure that you're ready to do it for the rest of your life. Right? Focus not on goals, focus on systems. And that's a huge distinction. When you set goals, that's something that you reach and stop. When you focus on systems, that's something that becomes a part of your lifestyle that you can stick to for the rest of your life. And that's a huge thing to focus on, especially in the early on process of trying to build a new habit, positive habit in your life. So whatever it is that you decide you want to do, make sure that it's a commitment that you're ready to do for the rest of your life. That's first. Second, and this is another really important one. Come up with a plan for the day that you know is coming when you don't feel like doing it. We all have those days. You know that there's going to be a day when you don't want to go to the gym. You know there's going to be a day when you're not going to want to do your work. So come up with a plan. What are you going to do when that moment comes? And if you have a plan set forth, then it'll make it a lot easier to overcome the barrier of getting it done, overcome the resistance, as Stephen Pressfield talks in his book Turning Pro, and help you get it done anyway. For example, I know that if I'm feeling off, if I'm feeling sick, if I'm feeling unmotivated, and I don't feel like doing my workout, My backup plan is to just show up and just sit on the mats or sit on, the gym floor and just stretch. At least show up and at least, get some momentum, at least do some moving. Because moving promotes flow, and when your body's flowing, it helps, heal whatever it is you're fighting anyway. So that's my backup plan. Even if I don't feel like going, I still show up and I'll just do a modified version of whatever it is I was gonna do. And the third tip, another really important one, is never miss 2 days in a row. So if you miss a day, life happens, and you might have a plan, but sometimes things come up and you miss. Never miss 2 days in a row. The biggest thing that stops people from maintaining their systems for a long period of time is the loss of momentum. As soon as you lose your momentum and you miss a day and then you miss a second day, it becomes so hard to get back in the routine. So never miss 2 days. And this is an idea that comes from James Clear. He talks about this in his book, Atomic Habits. Never miss 2 days. Always, continue grinding. Even if you miss one, show up and get back on track the next day in the best way you possibly can, because, missing too many days in a row, it's going to lead you down the wrong path. So those are 3 tips that'll help you out. If you enjoyed this conversation or you enjoyed some of the thoughts I shared with you today, let us know in the comment section below. We'd love to hear from you. And thanks for tuning in. We look forward to seeing you guys again next Sunday. And don't forget to hit that thumbs up button. That's always appreciated. And we'll see you guys next time. Take care.